Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, respected audience, Assalamu alaikum. I am Rizwan Kazmi from Danasia TV, and today I am with a very important personality within the Danish political setup. He is from Pakistan basically, but he was born here, he was raised in Denmark, he studied in Denmark, and nowadays he is a member of Danish National Assembly, like we call MNA, with the government. So today we are going to ask him some very important questions regarding the Pakistani community living in Denmark and what government is doing for their betterment, for their better lives, and especially the people who are jobless. We will also raise some issues regarding the Danish green card holders who came to Denmark under the Danish green card program scheme. So Mr. Nadeem, Assalamu alaikum, and thank you very much for being with us today. And as I said before, we are going to ask you some very important questions regarding the Pakistani community living in Denmark and what government is actually doing for their better lives. We will also raise some important issues regarding the Danish green card program scheme that Denmark started a few years back. So before we start the program, I would like to know something about you, because I don't know you very well. I want to know something about you, your background, when you started, where you studied, and what made you come to politics and all that. Please also tell this to our audience, a very short description.
Yeah, first of all, I would like to use this opportunity to thank you, and thank you because I have been in touch with the Danish media several times the last 2 years after being elected, but I'm very proud that I have the opportunity to address some issues which has a relationship with the Pakistani issues also.
Yes.
Okay, let's get started. As you know, my name is Nadeem Farooq.
Yes.
I was born here for almost 37 years old, 37 years ago.
Okay.
Here in the western part of Copenhagen, in Glostrup.
Yeah. Okay.
So, I'm actually being raised up in Tostrup.
Yeah.
And I have been living all my years here in Tostrup. My granddad moved to Denmark after rumors about lack of labor and excess demand of labor in late 60s, and some years after my father came here also. So it is very important for me to know this history of what was the purpose for my granddad to come to Denmark. And it has actually affected me because I have been told from my dad and my granddad that it is very important that you educate yourself, that you find that you have a good position in society, and to have a good position in society, it is not something you get for free. You have to fight for it. So after college, I went to university. And I have conducted a master's degree in economics.
Okay, very good. Yeah.
And before going to politics, I've been working in the financial sector as a senior economist with fraud issues, fighting fraud on credit cards all around the world, and also working in trade union and newspaper.
Okay.
But actually, it's very interesting.
Yeah.
I think that for 10 years ago, I would say, if somebody asked me, would you go to politics, I would say never.
Yeah.
Because I actually had this reluctance about politics. I thought it's nothing for me. To be a good economist, to have a good job, a decent job.
Yeah, decent job.
That is what is a good thing, but not politics. It is dirty, and it is something about games, playing games. But actually, I found out when people actually called me upon to be elected for the city council. That I found out when I come to city council. I also been deputy mayor here in Høje-Taastrup. That if you want to change something, you have to go to the parliament. Either there's two ways actually. The two options. I can stay out of politics, or I can go the full way into the parliament and try to change something. Because my influence in being in municipality is like zero. Then I choose to be elected for the parliament 2 years ago, and with thanks to help from the community and from all the voters, I managed to come into parliament.
That's very good. So it was Nadeem Farooq. This is Nadeem Farooq. And well, when you are telling me, just a question aside from these questions I have prepared, just came into my mind. What is the behavior of your Danish colleagues with you? I mean, those who are of the same level like you. They are member of assembly, and some of them are ministers. And how are they behaving with you? I mean, you of course, you speak the Danish language the same way they do.
Yes.
But you look different. You look like me. But how is their behavior with you, generally speaking, in the government?
It is very good. I think we have a cooperation also with my colleagues in my party, but also with the other parties, the MNAs from the other parties. It is very good because I respect them and they respect me.
Yeah.
Actually, some of my colleagues has been surprised because when I came to parliament, some expected that I will be the first to. The wish will be that I will be spokesman for minority affairs, or I will. The first big thing will be to do something for the minorities.
Minorities, yeah.
But actually, my first job was to work hard for my party to improve to obtain the goals for my party, the strategic goals. And by doing so, I have more credibility in order to do something for my society. But actually, I think that there is, of course, you compete. Is a very the atmosphere in parliament. It is a competition, and you have to compete all the time, every day, every hour. But beside that, there's a good atmosphere, and of course, it's very hard to get real friendships in politics.
Yeah.
But you can have good relationships.
And you have to be a very clever dealer as well when it comes to politics and inside home as well.
Yes, and it has been some kind of a balance for me.
Yeah.
Because on the one hand, I like to be very honest politician. I know that I'm not the only one politician saying so, but I like to be honest in the debates to tell my point of views, so we can have this debate. I can accept that I actually appreciate that people are do not agree with me, but I want these discussions because it is in order to improve our society, the minority society, whatever society. You need to be honest and to say things as they are. But on the other hand, it is very important, it is crucial for me to fulfill my political aims and objectives. And sometimes you have to think strategically in order to gain something on the long term.
That's very good. It's a very detailed answer, and of course our audience would like to know too many things about what is happening inside the parliament and what actually are the necessary steps being taken by the present government, especially for the foreigners, and not only Pakistanis, but the foreigners who are living in Denmark and who have been living in Denmark for ages. Some of them are very happy, and some of them do complain about the systems, about the system in Denmark. Number one thing is perhaps they were not able to understand the system, and the second thing is perhaps they were not able to get the appropriate opportunity. So my next question regarding the opportunities in Denmark. Denmark started a program which is called Danish Green Card Program Scheme, under which Denmark started inviting the skilled people into Denmark to come and stay and work in Denmark based on the skill and the experience they have gained gained in their own back in their home country. But the things, as I believe, it is my opinion, the things did not really go very well in this regard. Most of the green card holders, they are skilled people, but you can find them easily within the center of the city, especially in Copenhagen, doing the odd jobs, and most of them were not able to get the appropriate jobs. I mean, according to them, what they deserved, they did not get. And the thing is, most of them have opinion that it's the language barrier which is actually one of the most dominating perception in this regard. And you as a Danish citizen, you as a Danish politician, you have been working in many departments before becoming the politician. You know that this language is not something we can learn within a couple of months. This is not even something we can learn within 2 years. So this is very clear that these skilled people, if they really want to live in Denmark, it will take them really few years to comply with this language requirement, Danish language requirement by any or from any employer. So what actually government is doing in this regard, considering this language problem, language barrier for the skilled people, green card holders, but they have to be accommodated. They need to be integrated in this society, and especially in job market. So what Danish government is doing in this regard? Are you ringing some bells up there?
Yes, of course. The thing is that Denmark is a unique country.
Yeah.
But every countries are unique.
According to yes.
But Denmark is unique in the sense that either it can be very easy to access Denmark.
Yes.
Or it can be very, very difficult to access Denmark. My point is that for many people, there are many obstacles and barriers in order to integrate in Denmark. It's not only because of the language, which many foreigners consider as being very tough to learn, but it's also the mindset in Denmark. Let me give you one example.
Yeah.
If you look at the labor market connection or the integration of foreigners with Danish education, then you will see at the statistics that their connection to the labor market is at the same level as native born Danish. But if you have education from abroad, you will see a different connection to the labor market, and it is significantly lower. So is there discrimination? Yes, but it's not a discrimination based on your color of skin, your skin color, but it is a discrimination against education which is not Danish. And I have tried to explain why it's so, but there has been taken some steps that the Danish authorities should be more eager to accept and ratify the education's master degrees, you name it, from abroad. So the thing is that, and one of the explanations is that it is not only the language, but it is very tough to get close to the Danes when you're a foreigner. But when you have gotten very close to the Danes, it's very easy from there. It's not complicated. And this means that it's not only your skills, your formal skills that are crucial. Actually, the social skills and the skills of network are more crucial in order to get a job, to get an apartment, to get these things than formal skills or complying to some formal conditions.
Yeah.
That's one thing. The other thing is that when we conducted the scheme Green Card, actually it is very necessary for me to say that
when it was started, when it was started?
It was in 2008.
2008?
Yes.
Okay.
But the Green Card has stolen all the attention, if you could say so. But there's a lot of schemes. It's very complicated. There's, you have heard about it, the beløbsgrænse amount scheme. There's koncernordning, the company scheme.
Yes.
There's a lot of schemes. But the Green Card is more delicate
Yes.
It's something that people can understand.
It's very noisy actually. It's a noisy issue.
Yeah. And the thing is that, to my point of view, my party's point of view, I'm spokesman on labor market affairs for my party, the Social Liberal Party. We wanted this scheme, green card, so we can have this influx of skilled labor from abroad. Actually, when we conducted the scheme in 2008, we made a compromise. We wanted a more liberal scheme, a scheme that was more friendly to the people who apply for green card.
You mean like?
Not setting up so many conditions. Now, today, when you apply green card, you have to choose whether you want to come here having your own business or just being a worker.
Yeah, before it was not allowed to have your own business as a green card.
But now, but we want. Well, I think why have this condition? Why can't you just come here, and if you fail to have a normal job, then in a period you can work as opening your little shop, and then you can jump.
Absolutely.
So, but also we wanted and still want that, because the Danish society and labor market society is very unique or very complicated, that the rights that EU citizens have, that when you come to Denmark, you can actually call for help from the job center, but the green card holders cannot.
No,
so
job center doesn't help them.
Yes, that I think it's a problem. But when we made this green card scheme, it was a compromise that okay, we allow green card holders to come here to Denmark, but then they will be like persona non grata. They have to make it. It's like sink or swim.
Okay.
And of course, you can have this in Anglo-Saxon countries like United States, where you do not have this complexity. It's very simple. Get a job, and the trade unions do not have so much power.
Even in England, you can get a job.
Yes. But the problem is that you have some wage conditions or demands here that means that you have actually a relatively high minimum wage in Denmark. That also means that you have excess demand of labor. Supply.
Is it not due to the taxation system?
Yes, it is. We can come to that afterwards. Now the situation is that the unemployment is growing in Denmark, and some parties, also in the government, the Social Democrats, the Socialist People's Party, which is in the government, but also out of the government, Danish People's Party, they say we should not improve the conditions for the green card holders. Actually, we should tighten up this scheme, because we should take care of our own unemployed people first, and then we should open up for influx of foreign labor. We say, no, that is not the right way to look at it, because it's a very paradox problem. Because in every time you can have that there's unemployment, but there's still need for labor, because you cannot just say you have an unemployed engineer and just put him here because it's not a standard commodity, labor. So by inviting and performing the rights for green card holders, actually we can improve the growth in Denmark, and then it can help the Danish unemployment. So now we will, at this in a half year or 4 months, half year, we will have these discussions in the parliament. What should we do? Should we try to make a scheme so we invite less, and maybe we improve the conditions for the green card holders that are already in Denmark?
Wait. Let's discuss about those who already have arrived.
Yes.
Those who already have become the part of a great struggle, like everyone is doing that, And there are some strange rules I would like to enumerate. It's because the things I have gotten is not from me, it's from the feedback when I announced on my Facebook page that I'm going to interview Mr. Nadeem Farooq.
Yes.
So the people actually kind of asking me, they raised too many issues. One of that is the Denmark has a Denmark sounds or seems to have much more strict rules for the Danish green card holders than compared to any other coming to Denmark in whichever category.
Okay.
First of all, and which is one of the very annoying thing for them, is like they have to get themselves registered within a stipulated time, which is maybe a week or something like that. If they are not registered, they can be kicked out from the Denmark. That's one of the things. And then when someone is arriving in Denmark, he doesn't have network, he doesn't know too many people, and if he gets himself registered somewhere else, then the reporters are activated, the media is activated, press reporters, and there are some cheap press reporters who said that there are some false registrations going on. The things these people, green card holders, are raising, they are saying that, hey, that is one of the requirements we are fulfilling. Having or renting an apartment in Denmark is not easy, you know that.
I know.
So these are two different things, where they have to stay and where they have to get themselves registered. Principally, wherever they are going to get themselves registered, they will have to stay there. But as you know, most probably this is not the case, because they will have to show to the government, they will have to show through the system that, hey, now we are registered. But it's not necessary they will be staying on the same place. So I think it's only the opinion from the people that Denmark government should give some relaxation in these rules first of all. I'm talking about those who have already arrived.
Yeah.
Let's forget about those who are applying for and they will become under whichever relaxed rules. I don't care.
But we have to take those people in consideration also.
Absolutely, but those who are here, they should be put on the top priority, I believe. And I mean, there should be some jobs for them. There should be some jobs within perhaps the government sector, and wherever the government has influence, the state has influence. I know the employer is very independent because he has to pay a lot of taxes and all that. So they are completely independent.
Yes.
If they want to fire someone, my employer can fire me within a wink of an eye.
Yes.
But for these people, I think if the government can create some jobs against the money the government normally pays, the state normally pays to the unemployed people, which is they are living here. But for the green card holders, don't you think it's a good idea if there are some jobs created there can be some jobs created for these foreigners, and they can be utilized in the Danish labor force in this way? They are skilled people, they are IT specialists, most of them are very good, well educated.
First of all, I don't think that Denmark is the only country that has some conditions, harsh conditions about registration. I think it's a very common rule or condition. That's first. The second thing is that unfortunately, I have to emphasize, unfortunately, the atmosphere about this harsh legislation upon foreigners has affected the mindset about green card. So when you look at green card holders or people coming here to work, they are considered as being in the same box as refugees, people coming to Denmark and being a burden for Denmark. Not everybody, but I think that has been created as a mindset for many politicians during the last 10 years, when we have witnessed a 20-time restriction of the immigration legislation.
Yes.
And I would say that it is one thing, I will come back to that about the Copenhagen's condition or the municipality of Copenhagen afterwards, but that's one of the things we are still struggling with.
Okay.
My party, and that's no secret, I think that it is common known that our party, my party, Radical Venstre, had this point before going to government that we should remove so many of these restricted laws as we could.
Yes.
And we have only partly successed with that. I admit that, I acknowledge that. But that is the name of the game when you're in government and you have 17 seats in the parliament out of 179.
All right.
So just to emphasize that. So I'm not fully satisfied with our objective, what we have gained, but in order to create a better atmosphere about foreigners, easier access to get Danish nationality, citizenship, easier access when you marry somebody from Pakistan or some other countries, third world country, and there's other things. But now I think it is a time to improve the conditions for the green card holders. But it will be a very tough fight because, as I said, that mindset from many politicians is that it is people coming here and being a burden. I'm saying no, these are not burden, but then people say, but look at them, they are not working on the labor market on high skill level. They are taxi drivers, they are cleaning, they are working with low level blue collar workers. They are not white collar workers. My point is that actually I don't think that the state or the government should create some jobs for the green card holders.
While they can easily...
no, because that will be against the way we see the labor market, that the government should not create jobs for a certain group. We have created some jobs for seniors people because we made some reforms of the efterløn about when you can go to retire, the retirement scheme, and some people they would not have any opportunity because they will not have this dagpenge, this benefit level. So we have done a little thing for them, but there's no support for that the government should create jobs for green card holders. And I don't think we should do that. What we should do is that there's level playing field. That the green card holders in Denmark struggling, many of them are struggling and only seeking for the chance to get a job. And believe me, the people I've met, they will work like twice as hard.
Yes.
If they could get a decent opportunity.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's what my aim is, to create some decent opportunities for them.
Are you struggling for that? Are you working on it?
Yes, and it is like, what have I succeeded in the last year on this? I think almost nothing.
Okay.
Because the reform negotiation has been delayed with 1 year. Actually, we should have this negotiations in the parliament November last year. Now they are. Now we are talking about November, December 2013. So that's actually the facts on the ground. But what I'm trying to do at this time, when many politicians are trying to spin against the green card holders, I'm trying to say, no, actually we need these people, and these people are actually not a burden, but they are actually they can contribute to Danish growth.
They can be utilized in a very
growth in Copenhagen, and they can also be a witness of that diversity is a strength, not a burden, and actually we should actually do more for these people, just to give them level, to align the conditions for them. Not I say that we should discriminate positively, affirmative action. No, we should actually give them a decent chance. So actually it is one of my main priorities. But I'm also very honest, because you have to be honest. At this time I have not improved anything for them, but I hope that...
But the band is played on.
Yes, when we play this game, and in the heated hours when we negotiate, that I can do something for them, and not only for the sake of them. This is very important, but also in the sake of the Danish economy.
Yeah, I mean, they are very skilled people. They can be utilized within the labor force, Danish labor force, and the assessment when it is made, someone when applies from his home country, those people who are assessing their diplomas or their credentials, their experience, which is required by Denmark. I don't know in whichever way because they are jobless. But when the assessment is made, who is doing the assessment? I mean, when a person like green card means that, okay, this skilled person is needed in Denmark, and that's why Denmark is inviting it. Denmark is welcoming. So I feel so sorry for those politicians. You have said that they said most of them are taxi drivers. This is not the case. These skilled people, actually, they are being welcomed by Denmark. It's not like they are coming here to drive a taxi or get some odd jobs. It is actually, they are like a guest. They are like the guests for Denmark, because Denmark is inviting them, hey, please come and help us improving our economy or improving our life. But when they come here, they get nothing except a Leica mobile subscription to sell to the different people, or maybe some cleaning jobs. So they are very confused. They are saying that if Denmark did not need us, why would they invite us? And then I have promised with too many green card holders that, okay, I will talk to someone official, or then I will try to find out what actually is the basic thing and why they have been invited to Denmark, when Denmark apparently, it looks like, doesn't need them. My question to you is, if Denmark doesn't need them, as it looks like, why they are still being welcomed, and why there are many other green card holders coming to Denmark? Just for the odd jobs?
There's two things that are very important here. First of all, you can actually meet high-skilled foreigners performing very good here in Denmark, because they are arrived in Denmark on the basis of the koncernordning, the company scheme, which is that the big companies like Microsoft, IBM, they say, hey, we need this data miner from Pakistan. This is Abdul. We want him to come to Denmark, and then they will do all the paperwork, and then it is actually very more easy access for them. It is very good.
But that's a different thing.
Yes, I'll just to tell you. And there's this positive list, and this is a list about all the areas, professions where Denmark need labor. It can be doctors, it can be other things. Then there is a certain amount of people that can become in consideration in order to improve this lack of skilled people. And then people come on this scheme too. Green card scheme, as I said, is very noisy. Actually, when we conducted that scheme in 2008, it was just some months before the credit crunch, the financial crisis began, which hit Denmark on the job side more very significantly than the average EU and OECD. That's one thing. The other thing is that there was two blocks or two mindsets competing with each other. One, we shouldn't have any green card, such thing as a green card, only a scheme where when we really need some high-skilled people, then we can invite them. And the other mindset from my party, that we cannot, as government, say that this person, we need that person, or this person we don't need. We should have a more open attitude to foreigners coming here and welcome them. We could not get through with that. So it was like, in order to balance this, we made a scheme that, okay, we said you can come to Denmark, but when you come to Denmark, don't ask us anything. You should not use the job center. You should not use the facilities in Denmark as we give them, as we give other job seekers from Poland or Spain or something. That's, I think, is a mistake, because when they come from Spain or Italy, they can actually get through a program or get courses or qualification. They can be educated or short level educated on the job training or what it is.
Yes.
And then they will learn about the very complex Danish labor market. And it is very crucial that you understand these things, because whether you have 1 month course in that or not, it is crucial whether you perform in the Danish labor market. So what I want to say is that it is my aim to at least some of these things that I've mentioned to you,
Yes.
that I can implement this in the new reform.
Is there any good news you want to give, just in few words, just because I have plenty of questions?
Yes.
Any good news you want to give to the green card holders? Any good news as a government representative?
We are seeing slowly improving Danish economy. That the Danish economy is moving back in a positive manner, very slowly, but it is still, we can see the signs. And that means that not tomorrow, but in a half to 1 year, you will see that there will be this demand for labor again. There's two positive things in this issue, related to this issue. First of all, it will improve your opportunities in Denmark. Second, the mindset about foreigners of skilled people from abroad, it can change, that they are actually a solution to the Danish growth challenges, not a problem. I know it requires some more patience. You have shown very much patience already, but there are also some good news. I know that they are not in a long queue. They're not standing in long queue. This good news, but they are still there.
Mr. Nadeem means that enjoy your summer with searching for the jobs, and after summer, maybe within 6 or 7 months, perhaps there will be some good news for you, as the government, as he also already has mentioned, that the government is really struggling to find some possible ways and I think opportunities. Where I actually work, I have seen too many people from India, from Nokia, India. They are coming and they are working there. They are the same age like these skilled people normally belong to. But the thing is, the people are like these specialist people are being imported by the companies from India, Pakistan or Iran or Sri Lanka, wherever, from Asia in general. But those skilled people who are living in Denmark, they are not being considered even by the local employers. So perhaps, as I believe, the country is coming out of crisis. I think the band is played on. So perhaps there is some good news waiting for you by the very next day. So that was about the green card program
There's
scheme.
two things, very shortly.
Yes.
One thing is that I am actually initiating a project and also trying to call for support in the government. It is that we should actually see the resources we have, also the green card holders, as a part of our export strategy for Denmark. That we have green card holders from Bangladesh, from Pakistan, from other countries. They could be hooked up with companies in order to analyze their export potential in Pakistan, in Bangladesh, in other countries. And then these people will have some very unique competence, skills in order to help the companies. And maybe they can actually be the agents for the companies in the home countries. This is a project which actually is getting more attention in the government now.
And I think I met you there in this during this presentation. I was there.
Yes. This is one thing. The other thing is that actually I think I'm getting some more understanding from politicians, from others, that we should separate, that there are some foreigners coming here for getting help, refugees or some other people.
Yes.
But we should look at green card holders in a different light, and we should have other conditions for them, more loose, not so strict conditions for them.
Yes.
In order to register and all this.
Within just like very few days.
Yes.
Yeah, while they don't know anyone here.
The compliance rules should not be so harsh.
So harsh.
Because these people are not here they're not. Sorry, my language. They're not trafficked here too, as hidden in the wagons.
No.
It is not like these people. They are coming here to, of course, provide themselves, but also provide for the Danish society.
They are welcomed here, actually. In simple words, Denmark started this scheme to invite these people, actually. So if I am inviting someone at my place to, hey, come and help me, then I invite him and I leave him like without any meals, or which is actually the basic thing. Denmark is a social welfare state. The first, the very important thing here, which I forgot to show, to explain or to mention here, is they are not even, they can't even get any social security benefit except the medical aid. Which is really awful for me. I mean, I know in a country where getting a job is very difficult, even for a person who is the local citizen here who speaks very good Danish language, sometimes it also becomes very hard for him to get a job. Then all he has to do is to be dependent on the social security help, which is normally the case here. But these people can't even get even a single penny from the government. So is there anyone who is thinking how they are surviving? That's an issue. Of course, you can't answer that. But this is actually, I mean to say that life for the green card holder is very hard. And we as a local people here, along with Mr. Nadeem Farooq, who is the part of the government, we are really struggling and doing our utmost to resolve these issues and to help you out to get some opportunity in Denmark. That was for the green card. The talk with Mr. Nadeem Farooq will continue.
ज़ीला शॉप हर किस्म के ज़ेवरात हर मौका की मुनासिब से बेहतरीन और दीदा ज़ेब डिज़ाइन और रंगों में ज़ीला शॉप पर दस्तयाब हैं। नीज़ आप अपनी पसंद के ज्वेलरी ऑर्डर पर भी बनवा सकते हैं।
So as I told you, Mr. Nadeem Farooq, you have here Mr. Nadeem Farooq is still with us, and Nadeem, the next question actually, it is actually something between the two countries. That question is very important because you are the part of the government, and I think there is no any other person who can explain it better than you. So it's like the relations between Pakistan government and Danish government. In simple words, the relation between Pakistan and Denmark. I heard a few months ago, I heard from a politician in DR2. He said, "We are gaiti vena." He said this very openly which is not like really, because there is a difference between the economic situations of both the countries. But the relation between, where do you see, what do you think about the relations between Pakistan and Denmark?
The big challenge is that the relationship is almost non-existing, in the sense that if you have a relationship and you have a bad relationship, then at least you have a relationship, and then you can try to talk to each other.
To improve the relationship.
Yes. I'm a member of the parliament, but I'm also a member of the business and export committee.
Yes.
In the parliament, and we have been planning some one or two visits, study trips to growing countries, growing economies. India has been in consideration.
Yes.
There has been some things with India, and actually before we went to Brazil then, but actually I suggested we should go to Pakistan, and some of them began to laugh. But actually it was seriously, I was serious. I'm still serious because Pakistan is part of the next 11 countries. With a potential for economic growth and trade that you cannot imagine. And
are these statistics that show
that potential is there? So I wanted to a delegation from Denmark to go to Pakistan to see that of course there are problems in Pakistan, but Pakistan is a very big country. If you look at the area, Pakistan is 20 times bigger than Denmark, and it is have a population of more than 170 million inhabitants. And actually, if you look at some of the growth rates, actually it is in the good side. If you look at the global economy, of course there has been some problems also, and that wealth is very unequal distributed. I know, but there is some very good potential for the first movers, for the Danish companies who move first. There's good opportunities. Or if Denmark see, okay, there are problems, we acknowledge that in Pakistan. But if we slowly, but very well planned, move into Denmark, actually we can have a payoff which is very high in 10 years or 15 years. That is actually my...
so it's a good business case, I mean,
yes,
10 to 15 years.
But the security situation blocks for all rational thinking about investment. Problem is that if you have so much instability that there is Pakistan, the project, the payoff premium is raised on investments, and then they plan to invest in India or other countries instead. That is very, very. I'm very sad about that. But actually, I'm in touch with the new Danish ambassador in Pakistan, and I'm in touch with some Pakistani people here, business people. We are trying to build up Danish Pakistani Business Council.
Okay, very good.
Yes.
Danish
but it is in more the start. But we are on that track.
Okay.
And it is true because then one basic thing, some people say it's a very minor thing, but it's very important. Important. That is, the Danish. I'm working on the Danish government official says that it is not as dangerous as it is stated in the papers to travel in Pakistan.
Exactly.
Because if the official warnings to go to Pakistan, how many business people will go to Pakistan? So the first step is to lighten up or to relax this warning security level.
Yep.
The other step is to make some delegation visits to Pakistan with some big companies. So I'm talking with some companies now. Okay. So, but it is not that we will not change this situation in 2 months
overnight,
but we will start now. Even the longest journey start with the first step,
Of course, and if there is any Pakistani government official watching this program, please try to consider the terrorism and the other problems that entails in Pakistan. Try to consider it very seriously, because now you have here the one of the official from Denmark who is saying that people are willing to go there, and there are a lot of businessmen who want to go there and establish their business in Pakistan due to a lot of potential. But the only reason why they can't go there is actually the security issues, and I think the present government should consider it as a top priority. Well, we have discussed a lot of interesting things with Mr. Nadeem Farooq. Nadeem, last question. Copenhagen Post, July 22nd, 2013. It says that Copenhagen is becoming an economic disaster. It also says that Copenhagen stands at the number of 280th or 270 out of 300 European cities. It is going to be an economic disaster, it says, because of the joblessness, because of the very expensive living, because of the very, very extremely high taxes. I will call it brutality. And who is responsible for that? It also says that most of the tourists have started avoiding Copenhagen due to these problems I have told you, and one of that is the lot of construction work on the tourist places. A lot of construction work is going on, and everything is messed up in the peak rush hour. So, City Council, have you heard anything from City Council as a response to this big article in Copenhagen Post?
First of all, there's many surveys all the time, this is one of the worst surveys from Copenhagen point of view. There are other surveys that rank Copenhagen as one of the best cities to live in. So there are other surveys also that has opposite conclusion. Copenhagen is a wonderful city.
Yes.
No doubt.
Yes.
But the problem is that Copenhagen is lacking competitiveness compared to other cities like Stockholm, Stuttgart, Hamburg, Berlin, and you name it. And it is very serious challenge because it's about a mindset. If you compare Stockholm and Copenhagen in almost all parameters in competitiveness, Copenhagen is lacking competitiveness. Is behind Stockholm. Look at the numbers about talents. How attractive Copenhagen is in order to attract talents. Stockholm is more than double more attractive than Copenhagen. It's a disaster actually, and even Sweden has a more complex labor market system than ours. But it's about the mindset. They are embracing talents in another way in Stockholm and Sweden and others in Hamburg. We are not in Denmark. And the number two thing is that the government, it is not only, we should not only blame the city council. The problem is that Copenhagen has had this thinking that they should do the things for themselves, the government for the whole country. And it is like we should not only favor Copenhagen, we should help all the places in Denmark. The problem is that the Copenhagen is engine for rest of Sweden. They have another system. They are much better to embrace foreign investments. In Denmark, we have very complex tax system.
Yes.
It's not only because we have high taxes, we have a very complex tax system. We are changing the laws all the time.
All the time, yes.
So now with the Vækstplan DK, the new growth plan from Denmark, we are, I think, it's a very good thing. Thanks to God, we are moving the other direction, trying to improve some conditions for the big companies and etc. But it's only the first step.
Good. Is the present government going to increase the income tax for the normal people, for the ordinary workers?
We have actually decreased the income tax.
You have, yes, but now I hear that now it is going to be increased again from 1 to 3%.
No, not.
Okay, so it's a good news for the audience who are watching this.
Actually, what my statement is that we have reached that limit of how much we can raise taxes without it will hurt the Danish economy brutally. So we reached that limit.
Okay. So you cannot go down.
Actually, we can. Of course, raise some environment taxes, but put some other taxes down or lower some taxes.
So it will compensate.
Yes, but we cannot overall raise taxes more. Okay. Actually, we should go the opposite way if it can be financed by some when we can cut some spending. It's very difficult, when you're used to some welfare spending, but. We should not, and we will not. The State Minister have actually confirmed my statement that the government will not generally raise taxes.
Very good. So it's like call me when it will be decided. So I will be the first one to become very happy on that. Your message, if you want to give any message in just few words to the local community here living in Denmark, as a politician, as a representative from the government. If you can give some few words to the local community, Asian community here. So please, I think this is the best time for you because this channel is being watched now from many people. by
yes,
many people.
it's a good channel with some very good people working on this channel.
Thank you very much.
There's many things that I can say to all the people who are watching and listening. First of all, I'm proud and I'm very happy that so many people contact me every day by email, by phone, by SMS. I'm grateful, but it's also a challenge because I can, even if I use all my working hours, I cannot respond to all calls or contacts. But what I can say is that I'm working very strategically on improving the conditions for the whole community, but also our Pakistani and Asian community. So what I will do in the coming time is to build up some groups with talents or some key persons that we can address some of the issues. So it's not only that I will take some of these issues to consideration in the parliament, but that we work as a lobby. ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਸ਼ੁਕਰੀਆ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਪੁਆਇੰਟ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸੁਣੇ ਨੇ। ਮੇਰੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਖੁਆਇਸ਼ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਹਾਲਾਤ ਬਿਹਤਰ ਕਰ ਸਕੀਏ। ਮੈਂ ਇਸ ਮਾਮਲੇ 'ਤੇ ਹਰ ਰੋਜ਼ ਕੰਮ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ। ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਭਾਈ ਭੈਣਾਂ ਦੋਸਤ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕੰਟੈਕਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਨ, ਮੈਨੂੰ ਈਮੇਲ ਲਿਖਦੇ ਹਨ। ਮੈਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰਨਾ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਜਵਾਬ ਦੇ ਸਕਾਂ। ਪਲੀਜ਼ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬਰਦਾਸ਼ਤ ਕਰਨਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮੈਂ ਕਦੇ ਕਦੇ ਨਾ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਜਵਾਬ ਦੇ ਸਕਾਂ, ਲੇਕਿਨ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਈਮੇਲ ਜਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸਾਰੇ SMS ਮੈਂ ਪੜ੍ਹਨਾ ਅਤੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਮੈਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮੈਂ ਵਰਕ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ ਪਾਰਲੀਮੈਂਟ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਮੈਂ ਸਾਰੇ 100% ਜਿਹੜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਭੇਜਦੇ ਹੋ ਮੈਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਸਤੇਮਾਲ ਕਰਨਾ। ਅਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਅਗਲਾ 6 ਮਹੀਨੇ 1 ਸਾਲ ਤਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਸੋਚ ਰਿਹਾ ਇੱਕ ਬਾਡੀ ਬਣਾਉਣੇ ਦਾ, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਖਾਸ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਪਰਸਨ ਹਨ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਨ ਸਾਡੇ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਵਾਸਤੇ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਇੱਕ ਡਾਇਲਾਗ ਰੱਖਣਾ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਿਰਫ ਇੱਕ ਸੋਚ ਨਾ ਹੋਵੇ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਹਾਲਾਤ ਬਿਹਤਰ ਕਰਨ, ਲੇਕਿਨ ਅਸੀਂ ਪ੍ਰੈਕਟੀਕਲ ਇਸ 'ਤੇ ਅਮਲ ਕਰ ਸਕੀਏ।
So you have heard Mr. Nadeem Farooq, and also in the native language. I think the interview was very interesting, and there are also some few things I want to address. Is as you have heard, the government is working for the Danish green card holders, and it is something like a very hot issue within the government, as Mr. Farooq has already confirmed it. Regarding the relation between India and Pakistan and the security issues in Pakistan, of course, as everyone knows, what actually is the thing which is blocking the investors to come to Pakistan is the security issues, is the terrorism, which actually is also one of the biggest challenge for the newly elected government of Mr. Nawaz Sharif. So there are very high expectations from Mr. Sharif's government. That is actually also one of the opinion from Denmark, if someone is watching, so they should note it. And the last thing about the Copenhagen Post, well, there are a lot of surveys. We got this news from Copenhagen Post and we mentioned it here, but as Mr. Farooq says, there are a lot of other surveys which rank Copenhagen as one of the best cities to live in and to visit. So please come to Copenhagen, visit Copenhagen. It's really a nice city, it's really a nice place. The tourism department is very much developed, so that is actually my own opinion as well. So it was a very interesting discussion with Mr. Farooq, and we thank you again from Danasia for being with us and for your very precious time and very precious words and very precious information as well. Till the next time, goodbye.